Talking about the dominatrix. That's terrific. Are you blowing up someone's spot by mentioning the
say
person?
His name.
I won't say his name, but my friend's wife was a dominatrix, and she used to have Hasidic Jews as clients a lot, and they'd be very.
Well, hold on. Your friend, was going to this dominatrix and decided this is the woman for him.
Yeah,
which is so bizarre because you had a great line there. You know, he basically married someone that burned his dick.
He married a woman who literally burnt his dick with a hot poker.
But the thing is,
and that made him go, "I'm in love."
Does she still dominate him, or
no, not anymore? I mean, I don't know. That gets in the area.
Yeah, you got to think that would be a little weird. He's got to go out of the house to get
well,
that.
Now, right? Well, the thing is that then it just turned into a regular. They got married. They have a kid. She's a pain in the ass, and he's
literally like. Is there,
literally?
Oh God, yeah. You don't know. I mean,
fucking with a racket. Yeah,
right. Just became like it doesn't matter what they do beforehand, because that's the ultimate, a dom and a fucking slave.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. Once they're married, they become the married couple. He's taking the garbage out. And
exactly. There's no cool, ethereal sexual thing.
Do you promise to love, honor, and shit in his mouth? For as long as he shall crawl and be scum.
Until he says his safe word.
Does anyone object to this marriage? The guy stands up in a baby costume.
It'd be great if you could have a safe word in a marge.
Yes.
You could just in the middle of marriage say thumbtack. She's like, "Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. I went too far with this
I didn't
argument."
realize.
Yes.
I didn't realize we were crossing the line.
No.
But she said that she's
Shouldn't the safe word be cunt, though?
Yeah, it should be.
Well, that ends the argument.
That's the
Starts a new one.
So you were saying that she had a lot of
Hasidic Jews that were her clients, and that during the business transaction, before they would fall into their role play, they were very rude to her, the Hasids, because they can be rude. They're
good businessmen.
Anybody who's not them, you're outsiders. Like if you ever go to a store run by Hasids, they don't care that you exist. They just it's a different, it's a closed society. I'm trying to be nice about it, fucking Jews.
Well, it is very
Jesus.
It is a very different and closed society. You're right.
Yeah.
Do you know any Hasidic Jews personally? Have you ever been to their houses? Do you know
no.
Friends with them or anything?
They're not supposed to.
Yeah, that's what I mean. And so it's not like you're saying anything that isn't true. It's just no one knows. They're very mysterious, if you ask me.
And it's a generality because there are. I mean, I go to B&H Photo, which is.
Oh yeah, I love B&H.
And B&H, they sometimes they're very like, you go, is this a good camera? Yes, it's a very good camera. Yes, it is.
yes,
yes, it's good. And I'm like, all right, sorry. But sometimes the guy's like, it's excellent. It's excellent. I can tell you about it, and they'll be nice. Sometimes.
But if you poke them for information, they all have it.
Sure.
They all know. They're good employees. Like if you say, why is this better? Make them work, and they'll always tell you. Like
sure
they know.
will. They'll sell it.
I get all my video stuff from there, and every time I've gone there, it's been great. It's not a commercial for the place, but
no, it's great. It is a great place. But anyway,
informative.
But so these Jews were rude to her a lot, and they're living in a society that's extremely like moralistic. Going to some dominatrix and having their dicks whipped is not exactly in the Talmud.
Within the
really
bounds of their religion.
I don't think it's part of their bar mitzvah. In the Baruch Atah, it's not in. There's no Hebrew for
getting your dick
fuck
whipped.
me with a strap on.
Right. Jesus, Louie.
So
there's just something about. I think it's something about any lifestyle that has you in this very strict. Parameters as to what you can and can't do.
Crazy.
You're going to fucking be the nut, whether it's a strict Catholicism.
Or Jimmy Swaggart jacking off in a hooker's ass.
Yeah,
of course he is.
Shit like that. Whenever you're put in that situation, you're going to fucking want to get a little freaky. Get your freak on.
Yeah.
And if you wanted to go to a dom,
so he went to this, these guys would go to her, and she usually, you talk as two normal people before you start the hitting and stuff. And that's her time that you got to respect her, and they were disrespectful to her. So when she was beating them, she said they were the only clients that she ever hit like with spite, because that's a huge line for her. She would never cross. When a dom is beating you up, she's being very, she's doing it with some kind of kindness. There's a weird,
correct.
But she said she used to crucify them. And
that's a no-no.
And like inside, when she's hitting him, she'd be like, "You fucking Jew!" So much. Wow. And then the weird detail she told me was that they always had to take their sperm home with them in a tissue.
Get out of here!
Because that was in their religion, was they couldn't leave their bodily fluids behind.
What do they do with it?
Somehow, like God's watching a dominatrix shit in your mouth. And he's, well, look, as long as you take your cum home, it's fine.
Someone's trying to bother God for a second, and then he's like, no, wait. I got it. All right, he took his cum with him. Okay.
He's okay.
All right.
He's still good.
I thought he was going to leave his cum on her floor, and that would have really pissed me off.
As long as he puts it in that cigar box under his wife's shawl.
That's why the tsunami happened. God wasn't paying attention to the weather. He was watching some Jewish fella jerk off into a Kleenex and fucking bring on the N train.
Bring on the N train.
Fucking
taking it on the JZ to the fucking Bensonhurst.
I knew another dom who used to see the same thing. She said the Hasidic clients, she had one would always come, one of the tranny to fuck him. So she would bring the tranny, and the trannies would a lot of times make the guy shower. She's like, they were dirty, they would smell, and they said that the tranny wouldn't fuck the guy till he showered.
Wow.
The tranny go, I ain't gonna fuck that.
Jeez,
Make him
man.
take a shower.
Let's get Keith the cop on the line here. Keith, what's up?
Yeah, that's very true, Jimmy. Big in the tranny community. We used to catch them all the time. They would go out and they would look to suck the he-she's dicks.
Really?
Yeah.
Naughty boys.
Yeah, and you know what? They would get robbed a lot because, they would be embarrassed to go and, report that they got robbed.
All right, yeah.
The community, they would get the backlash from it, so they would just
I was being fucked by a transvestite, and the fellow took my wallet, and I went to file a report.
Yeah, so we would catch them a lot, but... yeah, filthy animals.
Jesus.
Like the rest I'm not saying them in particular, but, they just happen to... a couple of them.
Yeah.
Two of them.
A couple, too.
All right, Keith.
All right, Keith, I wish you were there in Atlantic City to drag me away from the table.
Well, you got a call.
Yeah.
I'll come out there and pick you up.
I know.
But homeless shopping, we're going to start doing a couple interviews.
Oh, very good. Bring them by.
Out on the street doing them, and we'll bring one in maybe later this week.
We got some shit to do on the show in the next month or so. We got the eggnog drinking challenge. We want to bring Fatty Pig Fatty back, and we got homeless shopping spree.
And a best ass contest.
Well, the lawyers over there at CBS are still trying to figure out how we can possibly do a best ass contest.
I think Anthony had it best. He said they have to wear the Everest climbing gear.
Yeah, that's the only way the lawyers will let us fucking do it.
Right.
So there's absolutely you can't even see what their ass might look like. She could be a fucking 10 or the biggest fat pig ever.
The lawyers over there are just choking us to death, man.
What's wrong with a beautiful ass? They could even be a thong, right? Didn't we say that?
Dude,
one of those tongs with the strip really up the ass, like fucking just wedged in there.
I don't like that. I wince when I see that.
I wince when I see it too, but you could still see that the ass is nice. And even in those thongs, you could see like where that asshole is.
Yeah.
Like it's just a little,
but it's like just
it's ass crack, and then it's a little spread. It's like, that's where that asshole is.
That's where the asshole is.
Having a lacy rope scraping your anus. Looks so painful to
Girls are allowed to do, or like they could do shit that guys just could not fucking deal with.
And they never get mud spots.
Yeah. Well, maybe
no mud.
Maybe they do.
Well,
I don't know. I don't inspect it.
If they push a half a log out through a thong, it splits like a fucking velociraptor's foot. It looks like a slee stack foot. A log when it shits through a tight thong.
Do you think it would curl at the ends too, like an exploded cigar?
Yeah,
like my daughter's Play-Doh machine. Like
the Play-Doh Fun Factory.
That's what women should wear underwear that have there's like a star at their asshole, so they shit through it and make like a shit star.
And then they can run in and go, honey, look what I made, and just be the dumb dodos they are.
I made hair for my doll. Like it has like a bunch of little holes.
Spaghetti.
Yeah.
I don't know how they do half of that shit either with the fucking them in their bras. I don't have to put one of those fucking things on every day.
Oh God.
Ugh.
Fuck that. Well, the lawyers are having a problem with us putting our Demented World CD up there on that website.
Problem?
Yeah, they got to ask AF.
What?
Yeah, they're just the
ask AF. They'll say no.
These fucking lawyers, man. It's a CD that we did that's already all over the place. So we're trying to throw it up on a website to get some listeners in the New York area that don't know a lot about us to maybe discover something about us.
Well,
right?
here it is. No fucking contract was ever written out or signed for that CD.
Yeah, no shit.
None. So fuck them. Put it online.
But this is the shit. And then, like, Tracy came in today. She's like, well, before we do the eggnog drinking contest, we got to bring it by the lawyers. I go, you know what? We'll just do it over at XM. She goes, what? You don't even want to fight for it? I'm like, no, I don't really feel like fighting with these guys anymore. We do have 2 places that we do radio, so this is what we do. We'll just move it over to XM, and we'll be fine with that.
We'll plug it all
And she's
morning.
like, but we should at least... I'm like, no, we shouldn't, because I know how they think. It's never going to fucking change. And when we get the boot, they'll bring in another show that they could wreck. So what can I tell you?
Yeah.
I'm not going to lose sleep over the stupid lawyers wrecking our show on a daily basis.
You're better off that way, because they'll probably end up... Then she'll have to fight them and change
Well, she's going to fight anyway. God bless her, because she gets it. But it's like, this is where they got us. That we don't feel like fighting anymore, because they just take all the fun, all the creativity out of everything. Like, why couldn't we just put our stupid Demented World CD up on that website?
Yeah.
Shouldn't even be a discussion. We want to put it up there, Louie. Ready for this?
Yeah.
And give it away for free. And we're even having a problem with that.
Jesus.
Right, Steve? Is that the truth or what?
Yeah.
Do I speak the truth
Yeah.
here?
There was
We
no
can
contract.
We can put it online, but for what Ope wants to do is, which is put it on that
give it
K-Rock
away.
website. No, giving it away is fine. There's
We
plenty
already
of-
gave it
of
away
outlets.
years ago. Like, most of our listeners got it for free, and we don't care. And they send it off to other people, and they're getting it for free.
Yeah.
But opieandanthony.com, foundyourmusic.com, those people have it.
Yeah.
We have a new site. It's onaradio.com. It's like Opie and Anthony Basic. It's Basics. It's mostly for commercial radio listeners, okay, that are listening just on regular radio. And this is a great marketing tool. Throw it up there for free. We don't want any money. Then they learn a little bit more about us. Go, wow, some of the stuff is pretty funny. I'm going to start checking out their show. That's all we wanted to do. Yeah. And the lawyers had to get involved with this one.
Right. It's basically it's CBS's.
That's because you did it with an old radio station that you'd have to ask.
I guess.
Right.
Yeah, but there's no one left at that one. I think it's been sold.
Oh yeah,
since we were gone. I mean,
It's because all they do is make you stop. They don't. They wouldn't sue you.
Fucking cunts.
If they somehow
CMD
reared their
or
heads.
something. Yeah.
But the point of illegal people in entertainment, what they do, it isn't actually to protect you, it's to protect themselves from work later.
Right.
They just go, I might get a call from them and have to spend 14 minutes mopping it up.
Right.
It'd be so much easier to tell the guys who pay me, just don't do it.
Right.
And
That's the way that is,
And
always.
there's a long history of the lawyers fucking up radio shows for CBS Radio. Long history. I mean, Howard talked about it back in the day. That was the big reason why he was leaving. He couldn't stand it anymore. And it's show after show after show. And then I'm sitting there going, when is the company going to realize that maybe it's the lawyers' problem and they got to find new young lawyers that, A, understand how to protect the company, but also know how to allow a show to be as creative as possible.
Yeah.
Like when they start telling us we can't say the word faggot on the radio, I'm like, why? That has nothing to do with the FCC.
No.
When they say you can't say douchebag on the radio anymore, why?
say douche, but not douchebag.
Really?
But you
How
want,
fucking ridiculous
But you
is
want a
that?
show that's talking like guys talk, like they want us to get many.
What about dirty cunt?
Context.
Yeah. Where is the line?
it's all in the
Where?
context.
I can't find the line.
If it's a verb, you can use it. Like if I was out dirty cunting last night, it's totally acceptable.
But when is the responsibility pointed back on the lawyers?
Yeah, no.
Never. It'll
That's
never
what I
happen.
want to know.
Because they're all fucking, the guys that are running those type of businesses are all older guys. None of them have any stake in fighting. The
No, they
lawyers
don't.
are only doing what they're told. You understand? The lawyers are doing what lawyers do. The way sharks bite things. That's what they're doing. If the company was going, fight this, fight that, that's what the lawyers would do.
Yeah, but if one guy opened up a fucking firm of real fighting lawyer for this kind of business, he'd make a shitload of money.
No, he wouldn't.
Or if he said we're going to take your show and get maximum play out of it.
Yeah.
You guys do what you want and I'll cover your ass.
The company wants to protect the
they can't do that.
advertisers and themselves. It's not the lawyers, because the company is dictating
right.
to the lawyers what they want. Like, we don't want to deal with this. We want this to go away quietly, and the lawyers are giving them the best ways to do that. Because if the company was saying, we want these guys to be able to do this, make it happen.
Yeah.
But they go to the lawyers and go, what should we do? And the lawyers are going to give them the easiest suggestion.
Well,
of course.
they tell the lawyers to stay well within the bound. You have to stay well within the boundaries. They don't
It's
even
well
want you-
within-
They don't even want you in some ambiguous area. They just want you
you're
to-
right.
Yeah, it used to be their gray area, but now so far away from that.
Sure, let's go to David in North Carolina. David, what's up?
Oh, you were talking about the fees a while ago. When I lived in New York, I used to work for a moving company. We were moving some of them, and they wouldn't even offer a glass of water. And when we were done, after 2 days moving their stuff, they didn't even offer a tip. But when we were moving a dresser, me and one of the other guys, one of the drawers fell out on the floor. It still had clothes in it, and there was an envelope in there. We opened it up and looked. Let's just say me and him got a tip, probably between the two of us, pretty close to $500.
That's great. You're a dirty thief with no excuse. People being rude to you and not giving you water doesn't mean you get to steal $500, you fucking asshole.
Screw that Jew.
So he didn't.
We nailed that Jew for $500.
In the end, I got that.
Jew boy.
He didn't say good morning, so that means I can look through a personal envelope and steal money.
Yeah, the drawer just it fell out. That's what happened.
Ignorant thief.
You went through his drawers.
Christ.
You're implying if he gave you water, you would never have looked in that envelope.
Right, yeah.
Well, he did give us a glass of water.
We took some anyway, water or no water, because they didn't give us shit after 3 days of working our hands.
Now we got the story.
Now hold on.
I had to take all his jewelry because he didn't offer me a sandwich.
But that's what it really. It always comes down to the person's personal day. Because really, now he's telling us the story. He was tired. He was lifting beds and shit.
Yeah.
He didn't like his life. It's not the career he had chosen, so he found an excuse to steal some Jews' money.
His story falls apart, though.
Yes, because...
Dude, if you were still moving, how did you know they weren't going to tip you when you were done?
It's very true.
When we were done, they didn't give us nothing.
But you were
moving. Stole the money before you knew.
Yeah, you were moving the dresser still.
Maybe that money. Hold on, maybe that money was your tip money. Maybe he put it aside for a tip, and they're actually very considerate. You
what an asshole!
What happened to the $500?
They must have stolen it. They stole their own tip.
Them.
Well, my wife is from Westchester, and we moved out of there in '99, and this was probably probably 3 years prior to that. But I mean, it didn't make no shit, 'cause I knew it wouldn't. They'd never see it until it was too late anyway.
Yeah, so good for you.
All right.
So now those Hasids also have a prejudice thing about guys from North Carolina. Exactly. They take your money. They don't care.
I'm
They take
not
your
from
money.
North Carolina either, so.
All right,
I moved up there in '94 when I met my wife.
The story's awful. The story's awful. I have cleaning people in my house right now. As we're talking about guys going through your drawer, and I know they go through my drawers, and I have $480,000 in fucking nickels. I have it under my pillow.
Under your pillow.
There's a little bump.
Back then it was just money. I didn't care.
All right,
take care,
The
sweetie.
cleaning crew that comes in my house must just have no clue what I'm all about. They're all Mexican, I believe, and they come in and they wear the little backpack vacuums. They look like a Buck Rodriguez.
Right.
They just kind of go around the house.
They're probably Central American.
And probably, something like that. Not Mexican like you, Louie C.K.
not like me, no.
I have never seen a redhead come in.
Louis,
No, I just wanted to be clear.
I assume they were Mexican because they're shorter in stature than normal people.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean Americans.
Humans.
Humans.
Louis' next HBO special should be shot in a boxcar.
And I wonder if they go through my drawers and shit like that because
They don't. I can tell you they don't.
What are you saying about Mexicans?
They don't because they're little tiny Catholic people and they're terrified of God and they have real morals.
Well, they're very
nice. They're better than us.
They're very nice.
They would never do that. They would kill themselves before they would do that.
And the guns that are all over the place. I'm wondering if that shakes them up a little bit.
There's guns around your...
Louie, I love the gun.
And you leave them around your apartment?
They're laying around everywhere. That's the best part about not having kids.
Yeah, sure.
I could leave loaded weapons all over the house. Right. And believe me, I do. Because you don't know where someone's going to come from.
They go through your drawers. He must love children. He has so many pictures of children. I can't believe he has so many nieces and nephews.
And they play very nicely together, the boys and the girls.
You just gotta wonder. I know the other day, and I felt bad about this. I don't like when they have to clean up like gross stuff or stuff they'd consider gross or anything.
Yeah.
I try to keep all that stuff to a minimum and clean it up myself.
I don't
things
know
like
what that would be, but go ahead.
Well, let's say I have a cold and I've been blowing my nose and leaving snotty tissues on my night table.
Sure.
I'm going to pick those up if I know the cleaning crew's coming in and throw them in the garbage.
Right.
I don't want them rifling
That's
through my
why
snotty
Hasids
tissues.
don't use Mexicans to clean their place because they'll throw away. You threw my cum away, you fucking, you dirty spit! You threw away my cum. What am I gonna say to God now, you fucking dirty spit?
I'm going to burn because of you.
Of some idiot.
You threw away my jism.
That was from '83. I came in that.
So my girlfriend had to be off the pill for a while because she skipped the pill for a while, and it was like, all right, I don't
she has to
even
wait to go back around
yeah, wait
again.
to go back
Yeah.
around, and I don't even fucking play around like that.
Yeah.
No pulling out, no bullshit. I don't need any fucking accidents happening.
She doesn't want kids having,
either, right?
No,
and they want to leave their guns around. They don't want.
That's
kids.
right. I want guns everywhere, and I want to be able to leave and go to the Borgata and gamble with
exactly.
my good friend Louie C.K. And so we were using condoms, which, I love. The sensitivity of those things are
wonderful.
fantastic. It's so much better than putting your dick just bare into a vagina. Because you want to take away the moisture and warmth and smoothness and cover it with
it's
rubber.
Like putting your dick in a dead guy's ass and then fucking your girlfriend with that dead guy on your dick. Like somehow if you could wedge the dead guy and your dick in her pussy. It would be just about as...
Exactly. So I left the wrapper, just the wrapper on the night table.
Yeah.
Of course I took when it was done, and you gotta just awkwardly pull it out, and it kind of hangs in there for a little bit, and then snaps back at you.
With a lotus hanging like a medieval mace, just swinging.
Looking for
Oh,
a
it's
home.
just awful. You take it off, and it's just...
Because the rubber's got in the tip and the reservoir tip.
Yeah, and it's just like, swinging like a pendulum.
Where does the Hasidic cum go?
That's a good
I don't know where they
question.
put
they
it.
collect
Love
it,
to
they
find
bring it
that
back
out.
home.
Probably bring it home and burn it while
Maybe
they
they gotta
pray or
burn it.
something. They got to put that strap on their
Do we have
hand.
anyone that's...
Yeah, and
I don't
pray.
know. Are any Hasids
We need an
can tell us
expert.
what you do with your cum?
Yeah, find out what they do with their cum.
With your whore
Is
cum?
Ronnie B an expert on Hasidic cum?
I don't know. Ronnie knows a lot, but
We
I
might
don't know if
have
he's a
finally-
Hasidic cum expert.
We might finally have something that's going to even stump the great Ronnie
For
B.
Ask Mr. Bennington.
I bet you Ron collects it. I bet you he's got a fucking lunch
Seriously,
pail
what-
full of Jewish cum and a fucking
Jewish
in
cum.
tissues.
They have to dispose of it a proper way, or do they collect it in a
don't
box or a
know.
big
I don't
fucking
know.
Don't know.
garbage
That's-
bag in the
that's-
closet?
I don't know the end user thing. I just know what it was like for her. I guess if you Google, Jew cum,
Hasidic Jew cum.
now if you
Just
Orthodox Jewish laws, bodily fluids,
Bodily fluids, right.
disposal,
That would
something
work.
like that.
That would work.
All right, I'm going to Google.
Something like that. Well, anyway, I left the wrapper up there on the table, and the Mexicans I know came in, and then it was gone.
Right, so
after
you
that,
know that
and
yeah.
they had to pick it up, and even though it was just the wrapper part, I was like, they're probably. What goes through their head?
Well,
you
it's
like
a
to
sin
think
to them,
they're
it's a
just
sin.
machines
No.
that just go around your house like an automaton, just picking shit up and not thinking for themselves.
Nope.
But no. They probably would go like, ha 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 ha.
No, they don't laugh. They
Chuckle.
get the little tear in the eye. Because
Really?
You took
Oh, because I sinned.
because you sinned. You took a child away from God.
I used that so I could have sex without the thought of procreation.
yeah, then they don't like that too much.
And they cry.
They cry a little bit.
No crosses hanging in my house either.
No.
I should have a crucifix on there.
It's weird though when there's an acknowledgement of something dirty with somebody that you're not even there when they like. I had Playboys when I was a kid, and some of them weren't nice Playboys. They were like fucking ugly, Larry Flint style shit.
Yeah.
And with just women who fucking holding their vaginas open like a
Gaping asses.
like a fucking raincoat.
Like a sailboat.
Yeah,
Fucking sail.
they're fucking coming about with their left labia.
Like elephant ears, like Dumbo ears.
Yes,
Like
exactly.
fucking Dumbo ears. with a
Like
clit on
they're,
it.
they're showing the size of a shark's mouth.
Excuse me. We got a very important person on the line. We can't let him wait here.
We'll continue that.
Ron Bennington, expert at large.
Ronnie B.
There he is.
I think we finally got one that's going to stump you there, Ronnie.
Oh, great.
Ronnie is always, I consider Ronnie very knowledgeable. He's got a street knowledge that I've never seen in another person. He's very intelligent, very witty, and just very knowledgeable about a lot of things.
What do you know on the Hasidic Jews and their cum?
What?
Yeah, exactly.
See, apparently,
Louie C.K. in studio, he's got a story about a dominatrix. Some of her clients, were Hasidic Jews, and they had to bring their cum back with them.
Even
they couldn't leave their cum behind.
They had to take their cum home with them in tissues because God would frown upon them leaving cum around.
Yeah.
My friends here, I have Hasidic Jews in my neighborhood.
Oh.
And
did they talk about that on the street, just like chatting?
Yeah, I did get a conversation, and they will put their cum in a mayonnaise jar.
Really?
Now, in the old days, it used to be a mason jar, and cum that wasn't being used, they would send back to the Holy Land. So in the old days, they would put it in a mason jar, made sure it got back there. Now you just come quickly into a mayonnaise jar.
Okay, and they keep it around the house or something to.
Well, you stock it up, and then there was plenty of it. You ship it out.
Oh, then you ship it out back to
Holy Land.
back to Israel. Wow,
The Holy Land, yes.
Okay,
what happens to it in the Holy Land?
That's a good question.
They wouldn't tell me there.
I think I know.
I guess you got to join.
You plant a tree in it. Like they did Schindler's Tree.
They do plant a lot of trees over there,
it's
so
a tree.
maybe they fertilize the tree.
I think they just throw it down at the Arabs from the Wailing Wall. Like, where is that?
Oh, God.
They throw jars of old cum at the Arabs.
I don't see a lot of trees over there for all the trees you say they're planting.
That's true.
Yeah, they plant a lot of trees, but it just looks like dirt.
They die, that's why.
And then isn't
Blown up.
Jesus was a carpenter, and then you don't see any trees. He might have just been a slacker. Like, hey, I would be working.
There was some fucking wood.
That's why he did all that shit. There was no work. He was a shitty carpenter. There was no work. And he's like, all right, let's do something. I was son of God.
Can't find any wood. Can't build
Or
shit.
was he a really good carpenter? And he had like a big blue ox, and he was just knocking down tree after tree.
Could have been.
So the lack of trees could be from Jesus himself.
Because he was so large, and he was just knocking down trees.
Giant Jesus.
But also, there's that thing where a lot of the words from back then have been misinterpreted. So it might be that carpenter was another word for, big
Jew.
A big faggot Jew. Yeah, carpenter meant Jew faggot, I think.
Oh, God.
In Aramaic.
Well, I don't know if he was gay, but you never saw him with a chick, really.
No,
Well, not really.
No.
He had a girl, but, usually some gay guys have girls to go shopping with and stuff.
She was a heavy-set girl, Mary Magdalene.
She was a fag hag. Mary Magdalene is the first fag hag.
God, are we in trouble?
And then at the end of the night, she was always going, "Why do you make me cry, Jesus?" They love to act like their feelings got hurt by their gay friends.
Yeah.
What, fag hags?
Yeah, they just love it.
I don't get that whole thing about. It's great for them to be friends and all. What's wrong with that? But to just really hook up almost as a boyfriend and girlfriend that can't possibly ever fuck is weird.
Yeah. Well, it's like a pilot fish where they're licking stuff off the shark.
Okay. The shark tolerates it.
They serve a purpose in nature for each other.
It's called a symbiotic relationship.
Mm-hmm.
So I can see the gay guy helping out the fag hag for shoes, clothing, house decor, things like that. Mm-hmm. What is the fag hag doing for the gay guy?
She's preventing him from being beaten up as he walks down the street by a gang of ruffians.
Okay.
And he gets to use the word cunt where he was before and act like your cunt stinks. They love to yell them at.
When I was living in Chelsea, and all around me were apartments that the city subsidized for AIDS patients to live in. So I was surrounded by AIDS-ridden homosexuals.
Hey, how about that?
Yeah, it was interesting.
That's, yeah.
And they all had fag hags that were party girls that would hang out with them, and they'd live in their apartment because this was free rent places. So
they would walk the dog, make the broth.
Yeah. So one night, my now wife, when we were just going out, we're sleeping, and there's this gay guy, and all we hear an argument. We only hear his side because he's yelling, and he's going, Doris, you bring these fucking guys here. I'm dying of AIDS.
Oh, God.
You stupid cunt. I'm dying. He was yelling that over and over again. I'm dying of AIDS, you stupid cunt.
Oh, shit.
I'm dying of AIDS. You cunt. They stole my things, the guys you brought. It was terrible. We were just laughing at his gayness, his dyingness, and his friend being a cunt.
What do you think happened to him?
He probably died of AIDS.
Gone.
I'm sure he's dead by now.
Yeah, probably.
The prognosis wasn't good.
Godspeed.
According to him.
All right. Well, Mr. Bennington, again, look at the knowledge we got. They take the cum tissues, put them in a mayonnaise jar, which used to be a mason jar, ship it over to the Holy Land where we can only speculate what happened.
DHL to the Holy Land.
DHL. Fucking Hasidic cum tissue envelope.
I love that they told him that much, but then they stopped. Oh, well, if you're curious, we actually put it in a mason jar and ship it to Israel. But then what happens? That's none of your business, son.
A DHL plane filled with cum.
Oh, it was late?
To the Holy Land.
They had to go. It was almost sundown.
Yeah, something about that sun going down.
All right, Ronnie B, the great Ronnie B, everyone.
Thank you.
I love
12 o'clock
at noon, yes.
Right here on 202.